Welcome back, guys. So on this video we're talking about My Desire series, January 2023 episode, what we're expecting, continuation of December drama. Don't forget to subscribe in case you haven't, as we jump straight into the video from Sunday's episode 1st January. Bunty notices a shocking sight outside the RBK studio. Prisha plans a pleasant surprise for Rudraj for their date. Prisha feels left out of the party and calls Arman over. Mishka is offered unlimited food and drink at the other fancy event. Monday's episode 2nd January, Arman makes a plan to spend some quality time with Prisha and brings her to the restaurant. Rudraj decides to exact the truth from Mishka. Prisha sees Rudraj with Mishka at the restaurant and draws a wrong conclusion. Later, Rudraj interrogates Ahana's lawyer to extract the truth about Saranj. Tuesday's episode 3rd January, Prisha grows worried when Rudraj returns to the Kurana mansion late at night. Later, Bunty reveals some shocking information to him about Ahana. Arman saves Prisha's life from a fatal disaster when she hunts for Rudraj. Elsewhere, Rudraj bumps into Sanaya Dubash and tries to seek information. So this Sanaya woman is actually Arman's ex-wife, who they said was actually dead or something like that. So finally, the woman is revealed to be alive and she have entered. Should we see another villain entering? Exit of Solo Channel, entrance of another villain. Anyways, guys, on Wednesday's episode for January, Prisha gets ominous feelings about Rudrash while Arman tries to persuade her. Things turns when Rudrash arrives with Sanaya and makes a shocking revelation. Sonia Sonia forces Rudrash for a contract marriage if he wants to continue seeing his son. However, he pretends to be in love with Sonia to make Prisha believe their union to be true. Thursday's episode 5th of January, Sonia wants Rudraj to behave well. Prisha questions Shraddha about Rudraj and Sanaya's relationship. Prisha visits the Kurana mansion while Sanaya meets Arman and DVJ. Taku later Shraddha confronts Rudraj and Sanaya about their wedding. So I told you people already that Rudra will marry Sanaya just to prove a point or to find out the truth about Saranj, something like that. But anyways, if you have been following me, already watched that update. Friday's episode 6th January, a group of police officers visits the Kumar house while Javla does the unimaginable. Later, Mitali Gadi Pravish takes place. On a grand note, GPS and Vasunda are arrested at the mall for shoplifting, and also Prisha races to their rescue and manages to save them on time. Saturday's episode 7 January, Rudra helps Sanaya as she is granted bail for her immoral acts. Later, she outsmarts him by secretly joining hands with Ahana and Mishka. So this is the Sanaya that was brought in to help Rudra is now joining hands with Ahana and Mishka to I don't even understand what all these villains in My Desire series needs. Rudrash reminds Sanaya that she is not his real wife and that she will never take Prisha's place. Later, Prisha gets romantic with Rudra. Sunday's episode 8 January, Prisha feels insecure when Sanaya and Rudra expresses a golden time at the party. So she gets a lead from Avi and about Sanaya's past. Prisha exposes Sanaya and Arman's relationship with Avi to the Kurana. Later, Rudrash fights some goons when they try to tease Prisha. Monday's episode 9 January, Prisha gets admitted to the hospital after her car accident. Later, Ahana and Sanaya delegate Rudraj with a new task to meet Saranj. Rudraj tells GPS about Sanaya's intention and asks for his help, but his plan backfires. Later, he and Prisha celebrate their anniversary. Tuesday's episode 10 January. While celebrating their wedding anniversary, Prisha and Rudraj are called to the police station. There, Rudraj decides to confess the truth. Arman and Rudraj faces helplessness when GPS is arrested by the policemen. Vasunda strikes an ideal Vasunda strike an idea to get GPS released from prison. Wednesday's episode 11 January, GPS receives bail and is released from prison. While Vasunda learns a shocking fact, Prisha slaps Rudraj and confronts him for his cheap act. Prisha offers to marry Arman while Vasunda curses Rudraj for troubling Prisha. The Shivrasas shift into the Taku residence. And then for Thursday's episode 12 January, Pia secretly meets Shraddha at the Kurana mansion while Rudraj and Prisha longs for each other. Later, Ahana receives a shocking piece of news. Rudraj reveals to Sanaya that their marriage is fake. To Sanaya that their marriage is a fake one, just like Prisha and Arman's marriage. Sanaya discusses the failure of their plan with Arman. Friday's episode 13th January, Arman and Sanaya makes a deal to keep Rudraj and Prisha apart. Furthermore, Sanaya asks Ahana to disappear for a while. Rudraj and Sanaya drive to Shimla While Prisha Hadi ceremony commences, Prisha Mehendi ceremony takes place royally. Saturday's episode 14 January, Sanaya is thrilled as Rudraj falls unconscious on their way back to Delhi. Prisha rescues Krishna when she is locked in a washroom. Prisha and Arman shakes a leg during their Sangeet ceremony. Ahana and Mishka receives a piece of good news. Sunday's episode 15th of January, Rudraj races against the clock to stop Prisha from marrying Arman. Later, she makes a startling confession in front of everyone. Arman reprimands Sanaya when his wedding with Prisha gets crashed. In the meantime, Prisha and Rudraj are relieved as they meet Saranch. So guys, if you guys noticed, when I read the ones I read earlier said that Arman and Sanaya have made a plan that they'll keep these both people apart, and now Arman is very sad that Sanaya couldn't help him achieve his motive, which was marrying Prisha, because now the wedding between Arman and Prisha have been crashed by Rudra. And also, apart from that, they have actually met Saranch. Monday's episode 16 January, Ahana reviews to the Shivran stars how Krishna and Saranch are the same person. Meanwhile, Mishka gives them full details on how they made their plan work. Shraddha is overwhelmed after meeting Saranch, while Arman brings Sanaya home with a wicked intention. Later, Prisha spends some time with Saranch. Tuesday's episode 17 January, Arman uses his trump card to prevent Rudraj and Prisha Roka ceremony towards marriage. Prisha and Rudraj alone time ends abruptly as Anvi causes hindrance at midnight. During the Haldi ceremony, Arman makes a wicked move. Wednesday's episode 18 January, Rudraj finds Prisha in trouble and helps her out, but then he gets suspicious of Arman, who sees him speaking to a waiter. Later, Arman decides to stop the wedding from happening. During Prisha's Mehendi ceremony, Arman cunningly manipulates Anvi. Later, it breaks out between Saranch and Anvi over Prisha. Thursday's episode 19th of January, Arman hatches a diabolical plan. So while Rudraj gets an opportunity at a concert, later Prisha get worried about Rudraj's absence at the wedding. Rudraj and Prisha spends a passionate time with each other, and he tells her that he wants to sing again. Later he tries to find his enemy. Friday's episode 20 January. After Arman tries to turn Anvi against Prisha, she and Rudraj convinces her to dance with them. Rudraj talks about a surprise for Prisha. Prisha notices Anvi missing from the bed at midnight. Later, she gets ready for her South Indian team wedding with Rudraj. Saturday's episode 21st January. Prisha and Rudraj experiences a vibrant South Indian wedding while Arman and Sania plans to obstruct. Later, Prisha and Rudraj faces a hindrance. Prisha and Rudraj get hinged as the family shower them with their blessing. Later, Arman demands Rudraj for a bachelor party. Sunday's episode 22nd January, Sania engages the women in a game of truth or dare. While Rudraj breaks into their party, Arman helps a drunk Rudraj find his way to bed. Prisha comes to take Anvi by convincing the VJ, but he returns her. Two goons kidnap Anvi when Sonia leaves her alone. Monday's episode 23rd January, as Anvi returns home after fleeing her kidnappers, Prisha and Rudraj's wedding ceremony takes place happily. Anvi gets into a fight with Saranch again. Rudraj and Prisha get married once again and take part in post-wedding rituals. However, Arman carries out his plan to disrupt their first wedding night. Tuesday's episode 24 January, Rudraj is shocked to see Anvi come crying to Prisha and confront Arman about ruining their wedding night. However, Arman denies the allegation. Rudraj determines to catch Arman red-handed after learning about his lies from Shraddha. Later, Rudraj and Prisha receives good news about Saran's custody. Wednesday's episode 25th January, Arman uses Anvi's sickness to spoil Prisha and Rudraj's date. Later, Prisha gets worried and deems herself responsible for Anvi's ailment. Prisha learns that Saranch has gone missing and goes to look for him. So with Rudraj elsewhere, Arman concludes that ending Saranch can solve all of his problems. So could it be that this guy wants to kill Saranch? This guy have just turned what I don't even understand again. This Arman guy. Is it by force? Like she doesn't like you, so just move on. Thursday's episode 26 January. Rudraj and Prisha are excited to learn about the event planned to celebrate their reunion. Prisha gets angry at Arman for crossing all his limits. Arman makes Anvi feel jealous of Saranj as Prisha gives him more attention than her. Later, Rudraj and Prisha romantic getaway gets ruined. Every romantic gesture both of these people are planning is getting ruined, all thanks to this Sanaya entrance and also Arman. Ha, these people have turned Kabi and Solochan again. Oh. Friday episode 27 January's episode. As the family play basketball together, Anvi is brainwashed by her parents. So while Anvi endangers Saran's life, Shraddha saves him, and also Rudrash wants to know who hit his mother with their car. Meanwhile, Anvi tells her parents that she did it, but Arman covers the truth to protect her. Saturday's episode 28 January, Rudrash breaks into tears on learning that he may lose his mother as her vitals are unstable. Plus, Anvi learns that Shraddha is in a critical condition. Prisha's effort to invoke a sense of friendship between Anvi and Saraj pays off, making her happy. Meanwhile, Rudrash is upset about his comeback. So this Anvi little girl wants to kill Shraddha for us in this series. Which kind of wickedness it be? Out of jealousy? Wow. Sunday's episode 29th January, Rudraj gets called by his agent for stage rehearsal. While Arman arrives to give Prisha company, Rudraj is unable to focus without Prisha. Rudraj and Prisha berate the hotel staff as they are shocked to find their room filled with water. Arman launches an attack on Rudraj to ruin his concert. Monday's episode 3rd January, Rudraj is furious after Arman makes a vile suggestion and the latter plans to use it against him. Arman makes a plan to frame Rudraj for a crime. Prisha finds Rudraj in Sanaya's room with her dead body lying. How come again? How did Sanaya come and die again? I hope it's not this one that they'll start to say it's Prisha that killed her again. I'll be Rudra that killed her again. I start arresting them. I do not want to hear stories though. Anyways, Prisha takes the blame so that Rudraj can be proven innocent. Like, what kind of series is this one again? So they will arrest Prisha again for murder. This is how many times they arrested Prisha for murder. For Rudra's brother's murder, they arrested Prisha. For Devika's murder, they arrested Prisha. Now for Sanaya's murder, they arresting Prisha. And other murders that I've not even mentioned. Ha, wahala be. Wahala just be for this series. Anyways, Tuesday's episode 31st January, Shraddha is shocked to see the news of Prisha's arrest again. Later, Prisha tells Rudraj that she didn't kill Sanaya but took the blame on herself to protect him. After Rudraj confronts Arjun, Rudraj goes to the lawyer. Later, they get drunk and talk to Prisha over the phone for just 3 minutes. So these are the episodes to be shown this month on your favorite series, My Desire. I've posted all the whole teaser for January on all your favorite series. Don't forget to check out on my channel to watch anyone that interests you. And I will see you guys next time. And bye guys.